There will come a night when the silence you chose begins to echo, when the world you rebuilt without them stands tall and still, and then suddenly the knock returns. They always come back. The voices that once faded into distance, a message, a glance, a memory, return when you have finally learned how to live without them. And in that moment, the true test of your discipline begins. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He was not warning against war or betrayal. He was preparing you for this, the quiet return of the very thing you once begged to stay. The past does not return to love you. It returns to test whether you have healed. When they reach out again, they are not asking for forgiveness. They are asking if the door is still unlocked. Do not rush to open it. Your heart will remember their laughter. Your mind will recall their promises. Memory is a beautiful liar. It paints over the cracks with colors that never existed. And so the first mistake is believing that their return means redemption. They may say, "I miss you," but what they truly mean is, "I miss the power I had over you." Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The imagination begins its work the moment you see their name again. It builds stories, possibilities, futures, but reality is quieter. Reality asks one simple question: have they changed or have you just forgotten? Do not mistake curiosity for change. Do not confuse loneliness with love. People often return not because they see your value, but because they sense you have finally learned it yourself. And your new calm unsettles them. When they reach out, the second mistake is answering too quickly. You owe no instant reply to the ones who once ignored your silence. Pause. Breathe. Let the emotion settle like dust after battle. The Stoics taught that emotion is a guest. Welcome it, but never hand it the throne. When your heart races, remember, reaction is the language of the untrained mind. Response, calm, deliberate, measured, is the language of mastery. Hold the line. Each second you wait before responding is an act of power. Each breath you take before speaking is a small victory in the war within, because silence, once again, is not weakness, it is strategy. You are not ignoring them. You are examining yourself. You are asking, will this response serve my peace or destroy it? The third mistake is speaking from nostalgia instead of clarity. Your old self may still crave the story's happy ending. But endings are rarely written by emotion. They are written by understanding. Ask yourself, what do they want from me and what will this cost my peace? Every attachment is a teacher. Some taught you patience. Some taught you pain. And some taught you that peace is found only in letting go. When the past knocks again, remember, you are not who you were. The version of you that begged, pleaded, explained, that person died in the silence you endured. Let the new you answer, calm, centered, unbothered. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery does not mean indifference. It means perspective. It means seeing their return not as fate, but as feedback. A mirror showing how far you have come. If their words stir chaos in you, that is not love. That is the echo of an old wound still healing. Do not reopen it to prove your strength. True strength is in preserving your peace even when you are tempted to risk it again. There is beauty in what ends. There is freedom in what stays ended. When they reach out, see it not as destiny returning, but as discipline being tested. You will feel the pull of emotion. But emotion is just energy waiting for direction. Direct it inward. Transform it into focus, into gratitude, into stillness. You owe them no performance. You owe them no explanation of how much you've changed. Let your calm speak louder than any reply. Let your composure be the message they cannot ignore. If they have truly transformed, they will respect the pace of your silence. If not, your silence will expose their intent. The unsteady cannot stand still before the steady. They will retreat again into noise, leaving you untouched. The Stoic path is not about coldness, it is about clarity. It is not about revenge, it is about responsibility. To choose peace when chaos invites you back is to choose mastery over memory. And so when they reach out, remember this. You do not owe them the version of you they once abandoned. You owe yourself the peace you fought for in silence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. And in this moment, being good means being grounded. Being wise means being still. Being free means being untied from the outcome. When the past knocks, let it knock. You owe no anger. You owe no closure. The one who can remain calm when tempted by what once broke him has already won. Peace has a strange way of being tested. The moment you finally master it, the world will find a way to tempt you to break it. They will reach out again. A message, a memory, a simple, "How have you been?" And the heart I will ache to answer, but this is where the Stoic stands apart. This is the moment when wisdom must rise above instinct, because silence, when tested, becomes strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "To be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved and the raging of the sea falls still around it." Your silence must now become that rock. Not to punish, not to ignore, but to remain steady in a storm that no longer belongs to you. The greatest mistake you can make when they return is to let emotion answer first. Emotion will always remember how to love, but it will never remember how to protect. Every story of relapse begins with a single reply. One line that opens a door you swore was closed. It feels harmless. It feels polite. But discipline dies not in great battles, but in small concessions. You owe no instant response. You owe no explanation for your peace. The silence that rebuilt you is not a wall. It's a sanctuary. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery begins when you can feel the pull of old patterns and still stay unmoved. When you can look at the familiar without stepping back into the cage it offers. And so it is with the people who once wounded you. They may return with apologies, with nostalgia, with tears, but the Stoic knows regret is not repentance. Regret is just the echo of self-interest disguised as change. Your duty is not to judge them, but to protect yourself, to remain still, to observe, to discern, because the test is not about them. It's about your progress. Will you let the past rewrite the peace you fought for, or will you honor the silence that saved you? Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom is not in saying what you feel, it is in choosing not to be ruled by it. You are not denying love, yes, you are redefining it. Love without respect is dependency. Love without virtue is weakness. The Stoic seeks neither attachment nor avoidance, but alignment, with truth, with reason, with self. Let them speak. Let them explain. Let them confess. But you, remain unmoved until your heart grows quiet enough to see through the performance. Silence is not absence. It is observation. It is the mind asking, is this peace or persuasion? Is this growth or guilt? And in that quiet moment of discernment, you reclaim your freedom. The world glorifies reaction. It calls silence weakness, restraint, apathy. But silence is the strongest declaration of self-control there is. It says, "I have learned. I no longer move by impulse. I no longer seek validation from what once hurt me. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Your silence is not revenge. It is resurrection. It is proof that pain no longer dictates your behavior, that you have risen beyond the cycle of reaction and regret. When they reach out, they are not only testing your feelings, they are testing your focus. Do not let distraction disguise itself as destiny. Do not let nostalgia dress itself as love. The calm you've built is sacred ground, and not everyone deserves to enter it. True power is quiet. True mastery is unseen. It is the strength to remain kind yet distant, forgiving yet unmoved, open yet guarded by wisdom. Let them wonder why you didn't respond in haste. Let them sit with the echo of your calm, because the one who controls their silence controls their soul. When they return, do not be tempted to prove your worth again. You already did, in the way you healed without them. And when you choose stillness over reaction, peace over validation, you become what the Stoics called invictus, unconquered. When the past calls, let it hear your silence, for that silence now speaks the language of strength.